Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second episode of the Let's Dub podcast. I'm Philiard, Matthew and Dart and Fire Emblem, eventually, Leo and Fate Extra, Yuya and Hatful Boyfriend, Director of Kindred Spirits, Mazer.
Hi, still Mazerly. I'm Hakuno and Fate, Aretha and an octave higher, Yoka and Miyu in Kindred Spirits. I'm in charge of Halloween Otome. I co-direct Lady of the Shard and Kindred Spirits with Gildy and Phil, respectively. And to you, Peter.
Hi, I'm Peter and/or Tyranee. I made this thing, and I don't have a bunch of fancy titles like everybody else. I just made this thing, and also I play the Beard in Ace Attorney and Fulbright in Dual Destiny sometimes whenever those episodes come out.
Excuse me, Peter. I believe you're forgetting to list your most important role of old takoyaki seller.
Oh yes, old takoyaki man. You are correct. Jeez. That is the most important role I've ever done in my life. And you know what? I had some takoyaki after I did that role, and it was delicious.
Perfect.
You heard it here first, folks.
Takoyaki is delicious.
On that note, I'm Rhuze, or Rachel. I directed Cartagra, the story of an old takoyaki seller. I'm the current director of An Octave Higher. I've played Sister Bikini in Trials and Tribulations, Saya in Saya no Uta, Emma in Halloween Otome, Sarah in To the Moon, Lily in Katawa Shoujo, Other Lily in Genderbender DNA Twister Extreme, Charlotte in Presentable Liberty, The Mirror in Radical Dreamers. I will be in Fire Emblem and Lady of the Shard, but I don't want to say as what right now. I am Kiri and Hina in Kindred Spirits on the Roof, and Taiga and Ryder in Fate Extra.
3 hours later, and I'm
Wow.
this, and I'm that.
I can make a good visual gag out of that.
Yes,
Please do.
yes, you could. Do it.
So, this is our second time recording this.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Because the
Peter was
boys had
peeking.
technical glitches.
I forgot to press record. It's where, like, my brain glitched. So, thanks for joining me today.
Of course.
We're going to talk about the making of the Let's Dub project, the evolution of the Let's Dub project.
Let's Dub
the
Project
renaissance of the
Evolution,
Let's Dub
the
project,
terrible Hollywood version of the Let's Dub Project.
Oh
the
boy.
rise and fall of the Let's Dub project.
There has not been a fall yet. Goodness. Stop.
Good yet.
Yeah.
Don't even
I
put
mean,
that qualifier
one.
in there.
Never mind. Never mind. There will not be a fall. Anyway.
We're holding you to that.
Phil was the one that made the reference first, not me. So there.
Look.
You're still the one in charge.
Okay, well, I'll make sure there won't be a fall then. Jeez. That's just what this episode should be titled. It's just the rise and fall of the Let's Dub project. See what people
Oh, it happens
say.
in 1 hour right here.
Yeah.
Is this where it all ends?
Yeah, in 1 hour, I will delete the entire YouTube channel for no reason.
Sorry,
Wow.
kids.
Ha ha ha.
I guess it's
Ah.
over now.
Yes, the
Right.
podcast will never be put up then, or seen by anybody.
What a sad
Well-
day.
Yeah.
While we're on the subject, Peter,
Hmm?
tell us about the start of the Let's Dub project.
Well, it all started with an old takoyaki man. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, that was quite a ways in. But anyhow, so, let's see. The start of the Let's Dub project, as I'm sure some people watching may know, came about because I was doing Let's Plays of Pokemon hacks for like 2 or 3 years, and I got sick of doing it, and my friend, my YouTube friend, Legendary Plumber, started doing Let's Plays with voice acting, like his, he did, what was it, Super Mario RPG, and I thought that was really cool, so I said, hey, you know what, I don't want to do this Pokemon stuff anymore, so I'm going to try that, and I was really big into the Ace Attorney games at the time, so I decided to start with Apollo Justice, because I just played it, and I thought it was really cool. So that was the start pretty much, as I did that and I put up a video. It was like, hey guys, I need voice actors. Send me lines for this thing. You know, like I would never do right now because, you know, I need to get actual voice actors. I have a standard of quality to uphold, of course. So did that, got a lot of auditions in. I believe That is how I met Jamie the comic, actually, was through that. I think he auditioned for Apollo Justice and ended up getting Kristoff, of course. And he referred me to Pink Shu-chan and LJ, and they referred me to people, and it all just sort of blew up. Project after project after project after we did 999 and then expanded to Danganronpa, which is almost done at this point, 4 years later.
You're almost free. Don't worry.
Oh, well, then we got to do Danganronpa 2, so there's no being free. Trust me.
Okay,
we
maybe
will
one day?
Maybe one day, yes. Like
we got to do Danganronpa 3.
Oh god. Someday in like 2030, we're just like, oh, we're finally done with Danganronpa 2. Guys, we're free.
Oh. God.
And then everybody's like, well, you guys gotta do Danganronpa 4 now. It just came out and it's virtual reality.
You get to actually murder someone.
There was a virtual reality Danganronpa like demo.
I thought they did a demo with the third one.
No, with the first one, there was a demo of like the last class trial.
Oh.
Togami like kicked a piece of text out of the way. It was awesome.
Weird.
What? Really?
Okay.
I think Asahita stomped on an argument at one point, like literally just got up on the text and started stomping on it.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad they're playing around with like visual gags like that.
Yeah.
I would want to see that in the actual game, honestly. Like, I mean, maybe the new one coming out might have something like that.
Oh yeah, I just remember the video also had the guy trying really hard to look at Asahina's boobs.
Oh my god.
Of course.
But he went out of bounds. He couldn't get a good view.
Who doesn't do that when they're playing Danganronpa? I mean, honestly, guys.
I can think of a lot of people.
Okay, yeah, maybe you're right. Jesus. So anyway, yeah, so that's just that was the start of how all this sort of began. And about how a network like this kind of grows is just through knowing somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows more people. And also casting calls on BehindTheVoiceActors.com and Casting Call Club really didn't hurt either. Speaking of which, Voice Actor Alliance is dead now. You guys know that, right?
Officially?
It's gone. Yes,
my
it is
God.
gone.
Now there's Voice Acting Club run by Kira Buckland.
Oh, she runs that? I didn't know that.
Well, I don't know if she runs it, but she's one of the moderators and like the head chiefs. So
I was gonna say I
dead.
didn't think she would have time to run a website like that with how popular she is these days.
I mean, I don't know. It's just like I respect that, making a better voice acting community.
I can respect that too.
Oh, Sean Chiplock's a moderator on there too.
Nice. Yeah,
I mean, the Voice Acting Alliance board was pretty good for the most part. Well, comparing it to how some sites are these days, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I just say, like, BTVA, while it has problems, has probably been my go-to site for casting, and, well, most of ours, I think. Voice Actor Alliance, I started on that site, but it ended up being too tedious to set up threads and things like that. So, I interrupted you, Rach. What were you going to say? I
was just going to say, I prefer BTVA for, like, really, really petty reasons.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Like on Casting Call Club, it really annoys me that it's just one track. You can't listen to each line individually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that really bothers me. It also bothers me on how Casting Call Club, when audition lines are listed, the first one is number 0, and then it's 1 and 2.
But while we're on that subject, BTVA has, like, I think it's inspired this trend that has annoyed the shit out of me. Or wait, are we PG?
No.
I don't really give a shit,
that
to be
has
honest.
annoyed the heck out of me for so long.
Phil, I don't give a shit. You could say it.
Okay.
Peter, I'm on it now. But, like, there are, like, these threads, you know, like, people want you to email you or email them, you know, your audition lines, which is fine. But then they're like, split each audition line into its individual file. Or if you want to be even more of a rat bastard about it, split each of your audition lines and each of your individual takes for those audition lines into different files.
Oh, I have not seen that last one.
It's so unnecessary and annoying, and it annoys the hell out of me. And it just makes me not want to audition for your project. Like, why would you do that?
You, Phil.
There's no reason for you to do that.
There's no separating takes. No, there's absolutely no reason. But, like, multiple characters, yes, but no.
Well, separating by characters is obviously fine, but I think having to separate the lines Like, to begin with, it's just annoying. It's fine on BTVA because it's like a website.
Right.
When I'm emailing shit to people, there's no reason for me to have to email all of my lines individually.
Well, folks, you heard it here. If you want Phil to audition for your project,
don't make him email individual lines.
You want voice acting superstar Philiard to email you an audition. Don't make me separate my fucking lines into different files and zip them all up. Some people don't even let you zip them up. Bastard.
I don't understand why people don't let you zip them up, because sometimes, like, files get really big, and Gmail has a limitation on that.
It has a cap.
And, as much as I love sending links to, like, Dropbox.
Dropbox is great.
It is.
Shout out to Dropbox.
Yeah, Dropbox.
We're not
Let's
being
Dub
paid.
podcast number 2. Let's bitch about casting calls. Yeah.
Oh, we could totally do that one.
Oh, we could.
Let's Dub podcast sponsored by Dropbox.
No, we're not.
Not really.
Well, you know, we'll get all these different angles of bitching too, from the actual voice actors and the people that run the casting thread, since we've all done it.
One day we'll have sponsors.
Well, okay, so I have to say, like, overall, like, honestly, like, BTVA has given much better auditions than Casting Call Club. I just have to put that out there.
As a whole, I would agree.
It's like, you know, it's not like we haven't gotten good auditions off of Casting Call Club, but it always seems like we'll put up the same thread on BTVA and Casting Call Club. We'll get 100 auditions on Casting Call Club to BTVA's 50, but then maybe, like, 10 will be good on Casting Call Club compared to 15 or 20 on BTVA, even though there's less.
We can't knock Casting Call Club, all right? We got one of our main characters on Casting Call Club.
Okay, yes, we did, and technically, yes, that was me saying, let's go with this person, but that was out of how many on there?
I don't remember. You remember? We had like 150 on BTVA.
I don't remember.
I would have to go look at it, to be honest. The thread's probably gone by now.
Yeah, I mean, the thread, I think, is still there, but...
Oh, wait, does Casting Call Club delete auditions?
No, which... I guess annoys me a little about BTVA, but then again, I don't really go looking at old stuff on BTVA because then I just get embarrassed about old quality. It's bad.
Oh,
hey, it's still on BTVA. Let me see here.
Oh boy.
On BTVA, you had 154 auditions.
Yep.
That's
and that
good.
was in September 10th of last year.
That is actually more than I remember.
Yeah, I remember. We got a little bit more than an octave higher. That's what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I know an octave higher got more than 150.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The more you know, or remember.
Yeah, well, I just Googled it. I didn't have to remember any of it.
Okay, thanks.
Good job, Peter. Good job.
We got a little off topic here.
We got way off topic.
Hey, that's what podcasts are about sometimes, okay? You gotta be spontaneous.
We're just podding.
Yes.
Peter, the rise and fall of Peter's narration. Go.
The rise and fall of my narration. Oh, goodness. Okay, well, let me just put one thing perfectly straight. I have my roles, but I am not a voice actor. And I used to think that I was a voice actor. And I didn't want to give people main character roles because it was too much work to edit in the lines.
Wow. Is that really why?
That's the reason.
Yes, that is the reason. I did not want to edit in all the main character lines because it was a lot of work. But about the time about maybe episode 5 or 6 of the original 999 dub, Creedkeeper gave me a lecture on that pretty much that I needed. And I said, you know what, let me just grow some balls and actually put in these lines from somebody that could actually do this for the sake of the series sounding better, because I suck at this.
Wow.
Yes. I mean, it sounds really, like, over the top and, like, negative, but that was kind of my attitude, you know? It was like, I really suck at narration and doing this main character, so I should really get people that know what they're doing to do it.
I see.
Trust the actors.
Yes. Oh, and if you are talking about, you know, my actual, like, Let's Play narration, I felt, let me think here, because that was a long time ago now that I stopped doing that, and it was, like, a long time ago, as in, like, the beginning of Dual Destinies, probably.
Jeez.
Wow.
God.
At least 3 years.
At least. Well, I mean, we've been on the freaking DLC case probably for 2 years, but anyways. Yeah, I think in regards to that, it was more Dan and everybody that was ad-libbing that sort of inspired me to lay off like doing narration and just leave it to the actors, frankly, because I looked at it. I think I tried an episode without doing my narration, and I looked at it and I said, you know what? This series doesn't need me. I shouldn't do this anymore. You know, I should just play small roles and focus on editing and let the people that know what they're doing do this.
I see.
So, thus the fall of Peter's narration.
And the beginning of a new era.
Dun, da, da.
Peter, if you ever want a small role in Kindred Spirits, just hit me.
Do I have to audition for it?
Girl number 2.
No.
How many people have you promised small roles in Kindred Spirits now?
James, Otto, definitely more than that.
Everybody in the project.
I've been promising, like, there are no male characters in Kindred Spirits, so I don't ever have to uphold it.
You will all be lesbian ghosts. Everybody.
Kindred Spirits is in a world devoid of men.
There are no men.
In the same
Apparently, just...
Yeah. It takes place in the same setting as many cute girls doing cute things shows.
Yes, except
there
it's
are
cute
men,
girls
but they're only
doing cute
mentioned in
things to each
passing,
other.
like monsters.
Like monsters?
Yeah,
Like creatures of the
monsters.
night. They are only spoken of in whispers.
I can't believe men are all cryptids now.
Hi.
You didn't know that already? Gosh, I've known that for years.
Oh, so you knew you were a cryptid then.
Of course I did. Anyways, that's a bit off topic. So, what else we got?
Hey, Rachel.
Well, we have a dog.
We have Silo.
Dog.
Silo is here.
He's here to save the podcast.
I trust him with that.
Come here, bud.
He's a good boy.
He just needs some pets. Anyway.
We're talking a little about, like, the beginning of the director initiative.
Yes.
The director initiative.
I'm going to assume Phil means when Peter started letting other people direct series.
Yes.
Rachel was the first, right?
Yeah, wasn't
No, I was
Cartographer
not the first.
Wait.
No,
Absolutely
Cartographer was not the first. No.
Which
it
was
the
the
first?
first? Because Cartographer
the
was
first
the first
one
I remember.
The first one was, I don't know if it was Halloween Otome or Katawa Shoujo. I think it was Halloween Otome.
Really?
Yeah, RC with Halloween Otome and My Magical Cosplay Cafe was the first. Then LJ with Katawa Shoujo was closely behind, as was Pink with Legend of Dragoon.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think, wasn't there something after Katawa Shoujo and before Legend of Dragoon, or am I just getting confused because I gave somebody a palm dub that they didn't finish?
Wasn't that Gwen?
Well, I didn't want to name
or was
names.
that after?
I didn't want to name names, but anyway.
We'll censor it.
Just bleep it out. It's fine.
I know
Yeah.
LJ had wanted to do something else before settling on Katawa Shoujo, but and I think the plans for that were in the works for a little while, but eventually she decided to do Katawa Shoujo instead. But no, those were the first non-Peter directed Let's Dubs, as it were. And then I was like the fourth with Cartogra, I guess.
Damn, dude. How could I be so grossly wrong?
I don't know, but I was as wrong as you were, Phil, so it's okay.
We'd be wrong together, basically. That's what co-directors do.
You'd be wrong.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, Phil, I think, has an excuse because he came in a lot later than that, and I don't know. I mean,
I don't have an
basically-
excuse.
Well, I mean, you kind of have an excuse because you were in a lot earlier than Phil, but I don't think you really started getting like bigger roles until like a little bit later.
I think it was more I wasn't as involved until like a lot later, despite
That's what I'm
being here
saying, yeah.
since the beginning of 2014, I think.
Yeah, so all in all, I'm mostly happy with the new director initiative. I'm happy with.
That's what it's called.
Yeah,
We
the
have
director
traded
initiative.
Yes,
now.
that's what I've called it before.
The
Yes,
It's like
director
the-
initiative.
It's like the Avengers initiative. They're a lot more nerdy.
it's the NDI, man, the new director initiative.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I guess we can talk about what it was like pitching a series to Peter to be approved. Tell us about that.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, well, here's the thing. that didn't really happen.
Okay.
I do remember this. This is the story of how I became the director of Cartagra. It was, blah, blah. I had actually been just like looking for a visual novel to play for fun times, and I was poking around, and I was actually looking for Kara no Shoujo, which is Cartagra's much more popular sequel. At the time, there was no Mac version of the game, and I had a laptop to my name and nothing else. So I was like, well, screw it. Then I was looking for visual novels that I would be able to play on a Mac, and I came across Cartagra. I was like, oh, this is actually tangentially related to the other game I was looking for. Let's do it! And I've been playing it for a little while and starting to get really into it, and Peter and I, talked visual novels quite a bit. That was just sort of a thing that we both played and did, and I was like, dude, you should play this game, it's pretty good. And he did for a little while, and then it was sort of like a moment, we were just talking about it, and he's like, this could probably make a pretty good Let's Dub, and I was like, I was thinking the same thing, whoa baby. And then talking a little bit more, it was sort of a conversation turned to wanting to do it, but Peter knowing he would never have the time to do it with all the other dubs he was working on in his own schedule. And he asked me if I wanted to do it. And I said, I don't know anything about video editing. So I took some time and I taught myself everything that I would need to know to be able to do this. And then I sent Peter a test clip to say, here, look, I'm proving myself. And then we launched the audition page. And then it happened.
See, I'm glad you taught yourself before you went into it, as opposed to, me, where I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to learn on the job. And
I still don't know what I'm doing.
Neither do I. It just, you never know what you're doing in this thing.
I was very concerned that it's I really don't think I have the skills to be able to do this, but I really wanted to do it, and now I have the skills, so...
Well, I think, frankly, there's something to be said that, you didn't know anything, and then you put in the effort to learn, and it ended up being one of the best dubs on the channel, so good for you.
Put in the effort, kids!
We forgot to mention that Rachel's the one who makes all those bitchin' intro and ending sequences.
Yes.
I see that. True. Not all of them, but most of them.
Most of them.
Majority of them.
There's something to be said for the story of how Mazer told me to ask Rachel to make the intro and ending sequences for Kindred Spirits, and I just handed her all the game's assets and told her to do whatever she wants. Hey, it really paid off, though. Rachel did something way better than anything I could have thought of.
Thank you. That was fun, though, because, the two of you were talking to me separately about it, so Mazerly was like, you want to make the intro and the outro for Kindred Spirits? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna need some stuff. And she's like, I'll have Phil send you some stuff. And then, Phil, the first thing you did after you contacted me, you sent me a zip file full of all the CGs from Kindred Spirits, and you're like, sorry if there's boobs in this.
I just want to apologize if we saw any nipples.
How scandalous.
Wow.
There are nipples.
Yeah, there are.
That is true.
Yeah, well, don't really want to go into the details of that in that game, but that game has a really weird way of getting their fan service across. I'm just saying.
No, you're right about that.
It's like they try to keep it softcore by making everybody as clueless as possible.
Hey, they're teenagers, all right? Can you really blame them?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think most of us knew most of that stuff as a teenager, but...
Okay, you are a teenager. Do you know this stuff?
What happens at Shirojo stays at Shirojo, right? I don't think we need to discuss it.
Okay.
Whatever you say. Anyways, so back to what we were talking about. This whole, well, a lot of stuff happens in the process of making a Let's Dub. I mean, fans, they see the episodes that come out, and they're like, hey, this is fun, or, hey, where's Ace Attorney? I will never let that go. It's just a running thing now. I
don't think any of us will let it go.
No.
I don't think so either.
I do worry about how many of our viewers don't know that it's a joke for us.
Yeah, it's 100% a joke. You heard it here first, folks. We promise.
It's a joke.
It's joke.
It's joke.
Thanks,
It's
Phil.
joke. It's funny joke.
Mazer, I thought you would appreciate it.
I did.
Can we have a podcast episode where we just argue about Love Live girls?
No,
I think that would be a
Phil.
good one.
Oh my
Phil.
god, no.
I'll fight you.
Phil.
Frankly, like, I won't go into details or spoilers or anything, but the ending of the first season pissed me off. That's all I'm
Oh
gonna
my
say.
god.
What, you watched it?
I had to watch it
Peter
because I had
did.
Okay, I had to watch it because I had a friend that was doing an honest
Peter,
trailer for
Peter,
it. and-
this is.
Peter,
We can
who's your
tell
best
Phil the
girl?
story after,
This
okay?
is not what we're talking about.
You don't want to hear about my process of making an
I already
honest trailer
know
with
the
my
story.
friend who won
I
an
know
award
this
for
story,
it.
Peter.
Granted.
Peter.
Okay.
Peter!
Fine. Okay.
Wait, Peter, who's best girl?
Oh my god.
I don't have one because I didn't like the show.
Peter, how could you?
I'm putting both of you in timeout, I swear to god.
And look, any answer you could possibly have is wrong because it's Umi. Anyway.
Phil.
Let's sub podcast number 2. Let's bitch
do
about Love Live.
project.
So
Anyway,
I
back.
I said we had 2 questions for this podcast. I said we had 1. We actually have 2.
Oh.
Okay.
Caleb asks, "Where can I audition?"
Well, whenever we have projects going
Audition.
up, yeah, we'll have
Follow us on Tumblr.
links to the audition pages on Behind the Voice Actors or Casting Call Club if we decide to use it, and then you can audition.
Just
We
not
have
on
been-
VAA anymore because it's dead.
Rest in peace.
That's
Yep.
basically in the span of Let's Dub social media outlets. Where you're going to get the most information is probably Tumblr. We have been trying a little bit to do announcement videos when things happen, and when I say we, I mean I did one for Octave.
Hey, Paco did one for
and Paco did one
Fate
for
Extra.
Fate. So maybe the trend will continue. But
Let's
I was
hope.
gonna do one for Kindred Spirits, but I was like, nah, that's too much work.
yeah, see, that happens a lot too. So you can never count on that.
Hey, I made a trailer though.
You sure did.
It was bitchin'.
Bitches.
Was it- It was the cleanest thing I've ever edited, and everything from there has just been downhill.
I'm standing in an applause for you.
Hooray.
Hooray! But no, Tumblr's definitely one to be the go-to sources for things we have to say, and that's a good connection to a lot of the VAs too. Is how we communicate with each other and
This is
post
true.
stupid crap or
We should
feelings
post
about
at each other
the dubs.
a lot.
We do.
Well, see, here's the thing. That could change pretty soon because I am hiring another social media manager on Monday. So whenever
Oh,
we have
we-
casting out next.
Are we not allowed to
should we
shit
say-
post at each other anymore?
Oh no, we're plenty allowed to shitpost at each other. I just won't have
Oh,
the
good.
social media manager promote it.
Should we say when we're recording this?
It's the middle of May.
It's
Okay.
already May. I can't make that meme joke anymore.
It's Saturday.
It's Saturday.
A Saturday in the middle of May. This is specific.
It's Saturday, May.
Good job, everyone.
So
Yeah.
we there's another question.
Right.
The Infernity Zero asks, "Are there any particular dream project you guys want to do?"
Dream project.
Oh Jesus, that's a hard one. For me, it would be
Dream
something.
projects.
I know. That's what I said.
I forgot the S.
Oh,
Okay.
Plural.
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 I said it wrong. Sorry, the Infernity Zero.
My dream project is doing something completely original. I know that sounds kind of like a cop-out, but, I want to do something completely made by us. That's my dream project. And voiced by us, obviously.
No,
made
we
by
don't
us and
voice
voiced
it.
by somebody
No.
else, yes. You
Just
guys
made
aren't
it-
allowed.
We just outsourced for voices this time.
Yeah, it's just like, screw it, we don't feel like it. Right?
Who wants to voice act?
No.
You have a dream project, Mazer?
Well, in the realm of actually doing something, the dream project is something Peter already approved that's not going to happen for a long time, but it will happen.
The distant dream project.
Yes, it's a distant dream, but it is one that will happen.
The Dream
In
Drop
terms
Distance
of,
Project.
what?
The Dream Drop Distance Project.
In terms of ones that I don't think we'd ever actually do, because for a number of reasons, Persona games would be really cool because they have some fun characters, nice stories, but they're also, as a whole, in my opinion, they have good voice acting, and they're also really, really long, which I don't think anybody wants to deal with.
Yep.
But, you know, it would be fun if we ever hated ourselves enough and wanted to do that.
Persona 2, make it happen.
Oh my god.
What about you, Rachel?
Let's dub Persona Dancing All Night win.
I'm also gonna have kind of a cop-out answer to this one. I'm gonna say, if the project that you're working on is not kind of already your dream project, you kind of either need to make it to be, or it shouldn't be the project that you're doing. Like we said, like, length of these things is such an important factor, and anybody who follows our channel knows that we have schedule slips and things happen, and of course things are going to happen, but in order to keep it all together, if you're going to run a project, you need to be really committed to it and keeping everyone on board and keeping things on track and doing everything that you can. And to keep up that motivation, it needs to be something that you're really excited about, and try to make that be your dream project in some aspect of it that makes you really, really happy. I will say that probably the project I have lined up next is close to something I would consider like a dream project for myself.
I'm very hyped for that, by the way.
It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
It's very much my aesthetic.
Dude, I'm very excited for it as well.
Well, to express to you guys how excited I am for it, if she wasn't doing it, I would have been doing it. So, frankly, yes.
It's a really good game.
It is.
It's a really good story. The characters are going to be fun for people to act out.
Oh, I can't wait for some of that.
It's telling the story and telling of character relationships that mean something and that matter, and it's in a great setting, and everything about it is just fun, and I'm excited to tell you what it is when it happens.
Such a good aesthetic.
It's dialogue heavy, but it's so much fun. So much fun dialogue.
Coming eventually.
I thought about it, and I do have my own answer for this question.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Which is, there's this game, it's called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure: The Seventh Stand User, which is this JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fan RPG, which is a retelling of the manga's third arc, except with an original character that you play as inserted into it, which like, it sounds dumb, but it really like changes up the dynamic of the story because you can alter these significant events in the plot and really like create this branching path of a story. You can like meet all of the manga's characters, do stuff with them, get in battles. Like I said, it sounds stupid, but it's really cool. It has like all these original stand designs, these like great sprites, and like this awesome like SNES style music. But the problem with the game is, for like a dub, is that the game has a variable protagonist. Their gender and stand and personality are all completely decided by you, which is something that I imagine would be very hard to translate into a dub.
Mm-hmm.
And beyond that, the game just has a fuck ton of characters and a lot of different endings, so you would have to pick one.
I mean, we do have a fuck ton of people.
But there's like 20 different endings and so many like branching paths. It'd be really difficult to just pick one to do.
As someone directing something that had branching paths, don't do it if it has 20 endings. That's a bad idea.
Oh, yeah, it has a fuck ton of endings. Picking one would be very difficult. So it's not something I think I would ever do, but if I could ever figure out the logistics of it, I would really like to do it.
So here's
hello, dog.
Hi, Silo.
Have something?
What's your dream project, Silo?
Silo, do you want to direct a Let's Dub?
Silo's dream project is chasing cars.
What kind of visual novel is that?
Yeah.
I thought it would be Palm Wants Wi-Fi.
No.
Oh god.
He likes cars and he likes squirrels, and that's about it.
Okay.
Yay.
So we just dub a car. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's Dub Cars, the Pixar movie. There we go. We didn't like the voice acting in it, so we're gonna dub the Cars movie.
Sure.
Sounds like a plan.
So, what are some cool visual novels you guys have played or read recently, or even looked into?
Ooh.
I have had no free time. I barely put a dent in Persona 5, and I was so excited for that.
Dude, I loved Persona 5. That game was awesome.
It's so good.
Hifumi, best girl. All right. Just put that out there now. Hifumi is best girl. We can argue about this in the comments.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
the hacker.
Phil.
That's the hacker, right?
No.
Oh, that's Futaba.
Futaba is the hacker. Hifumi
I'm
is the
sorry, I don't play the game, so I don't have the
Hifumi
console for it.
is the shogi player. She's adorable and the best.
Oh, I don't know. Futaba, I like Futaba. Anyway. I've been playing, let's see. I played Stay DPRK, which came out on Steam a couple days ago.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, for those of you that don't know, the parody dating simulator where you date two girls in North Korea. And frankly, it was pretty good. It was only about 5 hours long, maybe 7 if you get all the endings, which I think there are actually 4, but 2 of them are very similar. And yeah, it's a fun experience, like for like a quick read through and everything like that, and I enjoyed it.
Because it's a parody of Go Nippon, I Go to Japan or something.
Yeah.
I had no idea that's what it was parodizing, to be honest.
I mean,
but,
Go. Hold on, wait. What was the full title of that thing?
They referenced that game a few times in it as well. They have a lot of like fourth wall breaking and references, and it did make me worry to a certain extent that like maybe 5 years into the future, some of the references might be outdated. But I think
you
they're
can
subtle
say that
enough
about any
people...
reference.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Like, there's a part in the game where I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a character complaining to the main character about how North Korea is corrupt and things like that. And the character is like, well, we have Donald and Hillary and they're not that great, but, I'm sure it's not as bad as this. So it's like that kind of stuff. Political stuff, yes.
Topical.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You could tell the game was made recently because they make a reference to the lady that killed Kim Jong-un's brother in the credits. So, yes.
Speaking of cool visual novels, I'm still really pissed off Danganronpa V3 is coming out in September.
I'm sorry.
Why?
That's like 4 months from now.
Oh.
I want to play it. It's already out in Japan.
I'm sorry that they have to take time on things.
It's bullshit. It
How
should just
dare
come out
they?
now. It should come out when I want it to.
Let's the Danganronpa V3 win.
Just in Japanese, nothing. They did not localize it. They have done nothing to it.
Is Absolute Despair Girls out on Steam yet?
I don't know.
Think so? I'm not sure, though. I know Danganronpa 1 and 2 are on Steam.
Absolute Despair Girls was a time.
To the
It's
internet.
Ultra Despair Girls now.
Oh.
Nope. It's coming out in Q2 2017, so soon.
Oh, so it is coming out on Steam. Well, hopefully the controls will be better on the Steam version.
I would hope you could aim better with a mouse.
Yeah.
Right, let's do Ultra Despair Girls when?
Never, because the voice acting in that game was very good.
It was.
It wasn't good at Danganronpa 2?
It was good in Danganronpa 2, but I felt we could do better. I didn't think there was any really room for improvement in Danganronpa Despair Girls, honestly. That's just me, though.
Man, people shit on Danganronpa 1's dub. I actually really like the dub in that game. Like,
Well, frankly, like, we started dubbing it before the official dub came out, so, our dub voices are always the official voices in my head, so I never bothered with the official myself.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. It's just like, I don't know. I think Danganronpa 1's dub is like unfairly.
There were parts of it I
shit
didn't
upon?
like, but as a whole, it was a lot better than I expected, I think. Because there were some characters who I still didn't like the official dub, but...
Yeah, there were a few I was like, but I enjoyed it for the most part. Are there any other cool visual novels that have come out lately?
Well, I mean, the Zero Escape games have come out
Those did
fully
not come
dubbed
out
now.
lately.
Well, the remakes
Well, no,
came.
I mean, like, the official, like, redone dub version of 999 came out, and apparently it was mixed reaction. Like, I hear people were iffy about the dub in that one.
Well, yeah, people were pretty iffy about the dub in Zero Time Dilemma. So.
Zero Time Dilemma's dub was... Yeah.
It was okay.
I like Virtue's Last Reward a lot better.
I did too.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's my favorite of the Zero Escape games. I mean, Zero Time Dilemma is kind of close, honestly, because I really like the ending of that game, but it still didn't blow me away as much as VLR did, frankly.
I need to play Zero Time Dilemma again when I'm not completely pissed at it and what it's doing.
Zero Time Dilemma disappointed me, but I was still okay with it. It just didn't really... It was not the follow-up to Virtue's Last Reward I wanted. But it was still an okay game.
The revelations it has given me about Virtue's Last Reward.
No spoilers.
Yeah, they did some weird shit in that game. That's all I could really say.
Like making Junpei edgy and emo.
Yeah, that's actually true. They completely changed his personality. Favorite. And I mean, they turned Akane kind of snarky as well, frankly.
Look, at that point, I would be snarky too, considering all the bullshit, but...
But I mean, she's just completely different. She's not like the shy, quiet girl anymore, you know? She's kind of like grown up a lot.
This is a very long conversation for probably another time.
Yeah.
Podcast number 3. Let's fight about Zero Time Dilemma.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. And then we could fight about Love Live in the 4th one. It's just going to be the Let's Fight podcast.
Phil and I already proposed this in the chat. Well, Phil did.
Yeah.
Fight Me on Lake Michigan, podcast number 5.
It's just a live stream of us fighting.
And number 6 will be us arguing about Maid Dragon.
I see.
Kana Best Dragon. Just throw that out there.
I still haven't watched that show.
I will fight people in the comments about any of the opinions I put out so far. I just want to make that clear.
I think it should be noted that Phil will fight you about anything in the comments.
So, Phil wants to fight.
Come to the YouTube comments section in the next hour if you want an ass kick.
Please don't.
Don't go to the YouTube comments section.
Go to Phil's channel if you want to get an ass kicking.
No,
go do it in the comments or his Tumblr. I don't want a bunch of angry people in the comments of this podcast. It's just too much.
Are you having war flashbacks to something, Peter?
Some PTSD going on over there.
Oh my god.
Are you okay? Do you need a minute?
It's PTYD, post-traumatic YouTube disorder. Oh, I've been on YouTube for a long time, guys. That's all I have to say.
We're sorry that this is what you've chosen for yourself.
You sound so old and wise.
I have been on YouTube for a long time.
You have no
You
one to
learn a
blame.
lot of things in this old age.
What have you learned, Peter? Please.
That the internet is a scary place.
Truth.
I really wish Steam would stop trying to get me to play Nekopara.
Oh my god, Nekopara. No thank you. God.
One day, Peter.
Well, you know...
No, actually, never.
No. Nobody's gonna play Nekopara.
Like 50 years from now, when the Let's Play Project is under new leadership, I believe that the new ruler of the Let's Play Project will allow Nekopara.
Okay, well, who's the new ruler of the Let's Play Project, and why would I not be the ruler in that case?
I don't know, maybe you'd be dead, or like just old.
Maybe
Jesus,
you'd be dead.
I'm only 25,
Maybe
what the hell?
You'd be dead.
I'm just saying, like 50 years from now, it's a long time, you're like 70.
Well, I plan to take better care of myself than that. Thank you.
Are you going to keep doing this until you're 70, though?
Probably, I don't know.
Nekopara Volume 3 comes out 3 days after my birthday.
I'm pretty sure Nekopara is not going to be relevant in 50 years. I'm just saying.
You guys ever wanted to buy me a gift? Now's the time.
Oh, sure. Let me just think back to what you got me for my birthday, Phil.
Hey, that was a Christmas present.
It was close enough that I consider it both.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was your gift, basically. You didn't like it?
No, Phil.
Did you read it?
No.
Why
Phil.
not? I bought that for you. It was
You're the
$20.
one who spent money on that. You know damn well.
What did you get her? Share with the class.
I bought her
Peter,
the first volume of Citrus.
What the heck is Citrus?
I am not explaining this on here.
It is a terrible, terrible Yuri manga.
Fun. Let's dope Citrus
about
win.
that opinion too.
Let's dope Citrus win.
No.
I don't know, dude. Let's do it.
No.
Absolutely not.
First, we gotta dub the Kindred Spirits manga.
I'm pretty sure you have your work cut out for you with the Kindred Spirits visual novel, and you're only dubbing half of it.
This is true.
And the manga's good. Read the manga. Buy the manga.
I'm sure it is.
Buy the manga after you've beaten the game because there's spoilers for the game.
This might surprise some people, but like slice of life high school stuff is actually something I don't really enjoy all that much. That's just me. I make exceptions sometimes. Like, I make an exception sometimes. Like, I liked Kindred Spirits for the most part. I mean, I liked the first half of it, and then it kind of went downhill, to be honest. But the dub is going to be good.
That was the last eighth of Kindred Spirits.
Okay, right? The last eighth, which we're not going to end up dubbing anyway. So, you know, I make exceptions for that. I made an exception for High School of the Dead, admittedly, because it doesn't take place at a high school, and also it was entertaining as hell.
That is not a slice of life anime.
I'm aware, but it takes place at a high school somewhat.
Peter, you should watch Gakko Garashi.
What the heck is Gakko Garashi?
Don't ask questions, just watch it.
Okay, well, I'll go look at it later, but
is that what
no, seriously, like the whole, like,
yeah.
I get sick of every anime taking place in a high school. Like, usually if it doesn't catch me within the first two episodes, I'm just
Wait, did you think High School of the Dead was just like a regular high school anime when you first heard of it?
No, I've seen the damn thing, and it barely takes place in a high school, only like part of the first episode.
Then why did you mention it at all?
I don't know, because it has high school kids in it living for a while.
Living for a while, and they're in high
while.
school. A high school anime, slice of life. Right there.
Well, they're
really
certainly
like
slicing
anything.
something in that anime. Sheesh. They're slicing life. I don't think it's slice of life. I think it's actually slicing life.
God.
Speaking of slice of life, when do you watch Maid Dragon, Peter?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I just caught up on Dragon Ball Super, so I need to find something else to watch. Frankly. Speaking of which, Dragon Ball Super's been pretty good the last 10 episodes. I just gotta put that out there.
Are we just talking about anime now?
Apparently.
Why not? Why
is the
not?
anime
It's
podcast.
a podcast. I think Dragon Ball Super has been very average to weird up until this last arc. And then when they came out with the Universe Survival arc, it started to get good again. So I'm excited for it. Just saying. Anybody, I mean, none of you guys watch Dragon Ball Super clearly, but maybe somebody in the comments does.
I barely watch anything right now, Peter.
Me too. I got caught up watching Dragon Ball Super and also Samurai Jack. Because that is awesome.
Damn it, I'm gonna miss Samurai Jack.
Hey,
no.
you decided to have the podcast right now.
We were gonna do it yesterday.
Sorry.
I'm sorry that life happens.
I know. It's okay, but Samurai Jack is on in a minute. At least I'm recording it.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, you did it on the internet tomorrow. I'll probably get it on the internet tomorrow. I mean, like, freaking Jack
don't
is
watch
finally
things illegally, kids.
No, don't.
Yes,
Don't-
always support
don't
the
do it.
official release. I mean, watch it on the internet as in go to the official websites and watch it and buy it and
Nice
throw money
save.
at it. Yes. Yeah, Jack's gonna face off with Aku tonight. I'm excited. Are you guys excited? Yeah.
Way to date the episode.
Oh yeah.
That is
People
more.
not know when it takes place now.
That was a more specific way of dating it than what we said earlier. Honestly.
Well, we said it was in May, so I mean, people are gonna see when it was uploaded.
when do
Sheesh.
people look at descriptions of videos?
Yeah, do that. You should really do that. There's a lot of good stuff in there.
Yeah, like links and credits and other important stuff.
Yeah.
Rachel-
Look at all the people that made stuff. It's important.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel, I feel like you haven't gotten to say much. Is there anything you want to talk about?
What?
I don't know. You got anything you want to talk about?
No.
Okay.
What else are we talking about tonight?
I don't know. You got any stories before we
Oh,
head off?
okay. Since we talked about this with Paco and Tyler last time, do you have any casting stories from Cartogra or An Octave Higher?
Well, unlike those projects, I have never had like a co-director, as it were. It's always been just me. So I have never really had to like hash out casting decisions with anybody else besides myself. So basically, what it boils down to is I listen to everything obsessively over and over and over again until I feel like I have a good crop of selections, and then I go, "Hey Peter, here's my top picks," and then we talk about it a little more. And that's how I do casting. But for Octave, I guess we had like a Google Doc open, and Peter and I were on a call talking about the selections we were going to make, and we had chosen somebody, and Peter told me just make like a mark on that person's name. And
God, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
just put a mark there. And I didn't have any sort of I wasn't thinking very clearly. I could have like changed the color. I didn't do any of that. I just typed next to that person's name in all caps, "This is a mark." And then I crossed it out and changed it to "Hi Mark." And then for the rest of the casting session, we indicated who we were choosing by typing quotes from the room next to their name.
Oh, that was the best.
That's a good way to do it, I feel.
Yep.
I feel like people don't properly understand how awesome it feels to write, "How many drugs do you take?" next to somebody's name.
I really wish I knew who you wrote that next to.
I would have to look back and see it, because I want to know too. I don't remember.
I have it. I pulled it out of my trash recently because I was thinking about it.
Mazer, do you still have the Kindred Spirits casting doc?
Maybe? Hold on. What, where we were yelling about everything and you went mad with power a little?
The doc full of yelling.
Look, it was my time to shine. Peter wasn't around to stifle me anymore.
Oh my God!
You were not.
Well, yeah, that's my job in this project, professional stifler. You know, all I do is argue with people.
You and I don't argue very much.
Well, okay, maybe I just argue with Mazer and Phil. But anyway.
Okay.
Mazer, did I talk about the casting process for Dungeon Fighter?
No.
Oh.
Was there even a casting process for that?
I was gonna say, was there casting?
I just asked people if they wanted to be in it.
So I was gonna say, I thought you just, like, scouted around and was like, "Hey guys, who wants to do this?"
Hey, look, to my benefit, only one person said no.
Really?
Yeah.
Do I still have it? That is... Let's see.
So, it was also weirdly satisfying writing next to somebody's name, "I definitely have breast cancer," because I definitely wrote that on the doc.
Okay.
Yeah. The one next to Mazerly's is, "I feel like I'm sitting on an atomic bomb."
Oh, that's pretty good. I'm glad. I'm really glad for that.
None of these are like contextually related to anybody. They were just the first room quotes we could think of in the moment.
I don't know. I think that's pretty good and related to me.
Yep, it fits your personality. What can I say?
I am okay with this.
Who did we write? Did we write the one about the chicken in there next to somebody? I'm sure we had to. "You're just a chicken. Chip, 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 chip."
We didn't actually.
What? No way. How did we skip that one?
I don't know.
Oh, Phil. For the record,
Yeah.
I do still have it.
Good. Excellent. I'm glad we held on to it.
I think it was more I didn't want to, like, go through all the shit in my Google Docs.
Oh, I too have a lot of shit in my Google Docs. It's just a
That
director
so many
thing.
docs.
That
So
means my
much
headset's
shit.
dying.
I have so
think
many
the only-
charts.
The only thing I think you guys need to know from this one is at the very end, because I think I erased some of the bullshit after we had agreed on people. At the very end of the list, there's just, I wrote, "If Peter tries to change any of this, I will fly to his house and punch him." And that's all you need to know about the casting process for Kindred Spirits.
There you go.
The only character we had an actual serious discussion about was Megami, and everybody else was just screaming.
Yeah. You did write in all caps after Sasa.
Yeah. Peter can't stop me now. I can guess whoever I want is Sasa.
I like that you had
Well-
to also laugh in all caps there.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think I was probably having a bad day when we were casting, so, I wasn't exactly in the mood to be, how do I say it, listen to people.
You also technically weren't even there when we were casting.
No, I wasn't. I had to go and do something that night, and I missed it. So I just told you guys to write down your top choices, and I'll agree or disagree, basically.
The moral of the story is any bad casting decisions can be blamed on Peter.
Is that the
Whatever.
moral we're taking away here?
I am not to blame for anything wrong with Kindred Spirits, alright? Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Okay.
It's Peter's fault, always.
Well, considering I'm, at the top of the food chain in this project, I would assume that everything sort of comes back and is my fault eventually. That's just how it works.
The food chain.
I didn't know how else to describe it. I'm on the top of the if I said I was at the top of the pyramid, it would sound like some kind of multi-level marketing BS.
Oh, is that what we are now?
No,
Guys,
we're not multi-level marketing.
If my headset dies before the end of this, I just want you to remember me.
Okay.
Just go on without me.
Bye, Phil.
So, whatever happened to that? Did we have a Shiba in here? I can't recall.
Who was that dog?
What's up?
Who was that poor dog?
Because I'm the Shiba.
That sounds like, honestly, that sounds like an Ollie Williams skit. Who was that dog?
Wait, was there Shiba in here?
We may never know.
Am I the Shiba?
We may never know. That's the answer to all of this. We don't know who the secret Shiba is.
Who?
There is a
that
Shiba in here, but we don't know.
Secret Shiba sounds like a great board game.
Secret Shiba.
Secret Shiba.
What would the point of that even be?
Someone is a
I don't know.
Shiba, and it's a secret.
Social deduction. One person is a Shiba. You gotta figure out who it is.
It's like that
Who
anime where
is
it's
that
about a
Shiba?
girl who's like in high school and completely normal, except she looks like a dog. Because that's the first thing that popped into my head.
It's like Yurikuma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're bears. They look like regular high school girls, but they're actually bears.
You mean like Monokuma and Shirakuma?
No,
No, those
they
are
look
bears.
they look completely normal, but they're bears. They eat people,
They're just bears.
Bears don't
Oh.
eat people.
and they're like a metaphor for lesbians or racial minorities or something. I didn't really get it.
What? They look like a bear and eat people, so that means they're a racial minority?
No,
No!
I'm
it's
so
it's a
confused.
metaphor.
Wait, how is that? How is that what you got out of what we just said?
I don't know. I didn't understand. It's late. It's 10 o'clock.
Look, they're metaphors.
Oh, it's late for you.
Boo-hoo.
I know. You guys are 2 hours ahead of me. Jeez.
We're 1 hour ahead of you.
You'll learn
I
time zones
can't
eventually.
get it right. Why?
Okay. I think like the what's the word? The setup of this podcast definitely needs some refining, but we're getting there.
Next
Hey,
time,
it's-
maybe we'll have a formula down.
It's a podcast.
We've
just
gone into
talk
senseless
about
bullshit
stuff.
about secret Shivas and bears.
Ask more questions, so we'll have more topics to talk about.
Ask questions, people. We'll talk about them.
And
Yes,
then
We won't
please.
go off
know.
on weird tangents.
No, we probably will.
We'll
Post
try
in
our
comments.
best
will,
not to.
but less. It'll be less likely.
Post in comments. We will read it and answer it, and then we will have a format. And we don't have to talk about secret Shibas anymore. Hooray.
Secret
Alright.
Shiba.
Goodbye,
I promise
Secret
not to argue
Shiva.
with anybody if they just ask us questions.
That's going to be the title of this episode. It's just going to be
Secret-
Secret Shibas.
Secret
Oh,
Shiba.
good.
Yeah, people. Oh, that's perfect. People will have to watch to the end to figure out what the hell the title is about.
Yeah,
It's a
clickbait.
ploy.
Woohoo! Clickbait.
Our secret
What?
revealed.
This Shiba was a secret. Figure out what Shiba did next.
God.
Well, that sounds like a children's show.
Yeah. Or some
I
really
don't know.
bad clickbait.
Secret Shiba Adventures.
Please tell me
There
you
we go.
didn't just like Google that or something.
What, Secret Shiba Adventures?
Yes.
No, I came up with that off the top of my head, but I probably will Google that after this podcast is done. It's
Oh,
totally
Too
gone
good
off
of
the
an idea.
rails.
It has to exist already.
This is
We are,
true.
we are getting close to the hour mark.
Yes. But what are we going to talk about for 10 more seconds? Oh god, what do we do? Ah!
Or we
I
could
do
just
wanna
let
point
Peter
out in terms-
scream.
In terms of the timing of this podcast, like I think Mazer and Paco had the exact same like duration of their audio recordings for the first episode, which is very impressive.
I should high five Paco later.
More proof that the first episode was ultimately more organized than this one.
Dude, I was so impressed. Like, you got it down exactly.
We didn't have any issues in the first one. This is
I don't think we had issues here either. I mean, that's what podcasts are for. It's just for talking.
We had to record a second time.
Okay, besides that. Okay, besides, you know, the thing that was your fault, Phil, of course.
Wow!
Okay, look, I did forget to press record, but that's a completely unrelated issue.
I'm sorry, which one of us had to redo their entire setup to make sure they weren't peaking?
Me.
Alright. Should we call it quits before my headset dies?
Let's call it quits before we say anything we might regret.
Well, we didn't find out who the secret Shibe is.
Find out next time.
On Dragon Ball Let's Dub Podcast.
No, not that.
Yeah.
And stop.
Let's Dub Project.